Designs. I'm James, and today we are going to be doing more workshop organisation, trying to get everything in a little bit of a better order. So let's take a look at what the plan is and how we're going to go about it. Let's get started. Currently the shop is in a right state. I've been doing a few little bits and bobs on the scroll saw, which I've been playing with. Let's move this out of the way, which is one of the first well, this is the first video that we did. I have a love-hate relationship with this. It works great. I've mounted it on a foot pedal. Yeah, I like it a lot. The problem is, it is massive. I mean, it is huge, this thing. And it's very, very heavy. It's beautifully made, and every time you move a cast iron machine, you're going to run the risk of breaking it. And it's one of those tools that I love owning, but I hate moving it. So my logic is, upcoming video, my logic is that if we can kind of move it to somewhere that is easily accessible, that's not on the ground all the time, or lower to the ground, with better wheels on it, and the shop racking that I've done, I've changed everything round. So all the bench grinders that were here are now on here, which works fantastic. The two sanders at the bottom and the power hacksaw, I've now got a bigger disc sander and a bigger belt sander, which works perfect. And I upgraded this as well, which is pretty interesting, to be a Velcro back now, which is great. Done the wood lathe, got a few little bits coming up for that. So my plan is today is the table saw is a big floor space. If we can mount that upwards like so, and then with the chop saw that we have over there, mount that upwards, because we don't use that very often. Put the chop saw on the top, which I am starting to use a lot more now. We're going to sell the disc sander and the belt sander, because obviously I've got the bigger one now, so that's going to leave this area here. I like this top section above because I've got all the chargers and I can put all the power tools on here, and it's not too much horizontal surface. But if I can have like two trolleys, one with this vertically with the chop saw on, and then have another one, probably in another video, to mount the scroll saw, and just put two casters on the back and have like little trolleys that I can move out, and when I come to move as well, it's going to be super handy. So I'd love to get that done. So I think that's what we're going to be tackling today. I'm not going to do a how-to because that's really boring, but come along for the ride. Before we get into any of that, I need to tidy up. Here's a time lapse. I knew this day would come. Fixed. So whilst everyone was out buying toilet rolls and cans of baked beans, then I went out and bought some casters and my screws, which, yeah, is pretty handy for this exact job. So I've been meaning to do this for a little while. I've never kind of got round to it. To be totally honest with you, I wanted to make it out of some nice designed laser cut components because, well, to be honest with you, the tools that I've got now, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to have for quite a while. So I can't get any steel cut because we're in the coronavirus, sadly. So I've managed to get some 3x2 delivered, which took a little bit of time. So we're just going to make this out of wood. It was cheap enough, to be honest. All the supplies has cost me is around 20 quid, which is probably 10% of what it would have cost me out of steel. But it is out of wood. As you can see with my tool trolley, wood is terrible. So we're going to make it out of wood and see how we go. This is my table saw, but it's also a chop saw, both of which the functionalities of this machine is pretty bad. It's like a Swiss Army knife, it'll do everything, but you won't want to cut a tree down with it. it's a bit harsh, but it is really good, don't get me wrong, and it's got me by for a number of years. It's an Elu, which I'm a big fan of. It does need some love. Things are a little bit broken on it, and it was kind of a user project. So the electrical switch is pretty poor, but it does, it does a job. But I don't want to get rid of it because it is really handy for when I do need it. Plus, I can't really afford a massive table saw or, have got the space at the minute. So for now, it does the job, and it's compact, and it's very portable. But I would like to move this on its own little trolley vertically. Okay, here's my thought process. What I'm going to do is have this slide in and out. So I'm going to kind of build like a cage. But what I'm not going to be doing is kind of building up the sides, because I think it's unnecessary in this application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 2 frames like so. And with this thin 6mm, it's like super tough plywood. They use it for lining out lorries and vans and stuff. And I'm going to use that to be able to modify this in the future, so I can make it wide enough to cater for this, or later on down the line I can just remove this, scrap these pieces, and then make it even longer if I kind of want to make a small station. So what we're going to do is get all the 3x2, we're going to cut these down to size, and then we're going to lap joint them, which basically it looks something like that. And then, oops. And then the other piece will look something like that. And then we can be able to screw those together, and it's going to be torsionally strong, and it is going to be lock it in and keep it nice and square. With doing this as well, using this top piece to keep everything tight and nice and secure, we're going to build the frame able so this just slides in and out from here. Like so. You'll know what I mean when I've done it. Just believe in me. Be fine. Okay, when I'm going to come to actually measure this, I've got to take into consideration there's an electrical box here, which is huge. And there's also an emergency stop switch there, which is also huge. So I kind of want to build this to the frame of it, because if it's going to be able to slide in and out, it kind of doesn't matter on the length. And if I was to build a frame out to here and here, it would be this long and not, this long, this long, this long. And, that extra 6 inches, let me tell you, it makes a lot of difference.
A few inches later.
Okay, what we need to do now is we need to cut half down here, like so, around the top, and then for here, and then do the same on that one. So they are going to make a lap joint. going to be a wrap for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Please hit the subscribe, like, leave a comment if you've got any thoughts. This was something that I made whilst we were in lockdown, just bits and bobs that I've kind of managed to get hold of. And yeah, really pleased with it. It's going to work great for the shop. I haven't had a chance to make the other bits and bobs that I need to. The place is in an absolute tip now. But we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.